Hello. Hi there. Welcome to the Guiding Voice podcast series, The Guiding Voice for a Better Future. This podcast is to help professional students, IT employees, and entrepreneurs to shape their careers. Dear listeners, in every episode, we interact with industry professionals, experts, academicians, or coaches across the globe to drive some insightful conversations that will help our audience learn great things. Also, we share an interesting trivia or a fun fact about the IT world or technology towards the end. Thank you for tuning in. This is Naveen and I'm with my co-host Sudhakar. So if you guys are wondering what is next for you, if you are exhausted and overwhelmed with overthinking about your career and life, if you are feeling frozen even by the thought of moving forward when you wake up, this episode is for you. Today we are going to discuss a topic, how to gain clarity and confidence in the career. And we are pleased to welcome Supriya to our show.
Supriya Sahai is a mother of two brilliant human beings, alumni of National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad, certified Edward de Bono Creative Thinking Methods, EQI 2.0, Emotional Intelligence Assessor, certified by the American Association of Psychology, MTA certified for Team Building and Leadership, London. Supriya is passionate about youth transformation. She is associated with Ureka Group, Dubai, to conduct leadership sessions for MBA students coming from India for International Induction. She facilitates design thinking for innovation and social change workshop for young adults with a young learning center in Dubai. She began her coaching journey to transfer the immense possibilities to business owners and executives in the corporates. Supriya successfully conducted training sessions at Falcon Pack, Intertech Systems, Unity Infotech, BDO Dubai, Endress Hauser, ETA Dubai, to name a few. Supriya, we welcome you to our show.
Thank you so much, Naveen and Sudhakar, for inviting me on your platform today. And I'm looking forward to having a great conversation, which is full of synergy both ways. So yeah, and I'm looking forward to contributing to my most passionate area, which is youth development.
Sure, let's get into it then. So Supriya, talking a bit about your background, what made you choose coaching as a profession?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I've been in the field of learning and development for the past 9 years now in Dubai. And as I had started training a lot of professionals in the middle level management, I started getting a lot of feedback of people coming to me and saying that we would want to have a one-to-one session with you, or we would like to talk about this issue that we are having professionally. So after the trainings would get over, there was a flood of questions from these professionals that how do we tackle this? How do we tackle that? Do you do executive coaching as well? And I had no idea back then of what coaching is. And that's how I think around 3.5 years back, I decided that instead of just calling myself coach without taking a degree, I really jumped into it and I got my certification from one of the world's best coaching models, that is CTI US. And I learned what coaching is. And that really did shift my perspective. And I started choosing more opportunities where I could coach a group or individuals instead of training sessions, because I felt that the impact of coaching a group of people or doing an individual coaching session is much more impactful, because I was able to understand the person more. I was able to understand the group dynamics more, because there are a lot of ways we can understand the dynamics of a team and then coach people for more success in their professional space.
So Supriya, dwelling on the clarity about the career, when should someone think about it?
Yeah, so I will say this is a very personal question that, when should someone start thinking about career? And I think as you go about in your career, a person realizes in their own time and space of when is it that they would want more clarity and where is it that they want more clarity in their career. It could be maybe they want to shift their job, or maybe they want to take the next promotion, or they would want to probably shift their entire career from one department to the other, or it could just be a complete shift over of their career. So what I, in my personal experience, can say about this is that when someone feels this draining energy of feeling completely stuck, confused, not being able to focus in their work, they're not motivated at all, or they're getting physical alerts from their body, probably they're getting sick a lot, they are probably falling physically ill, is a good sign to look at their life first. So, and once they're more aware of what's going on in their life, why are they feeling lethargic, or they're feeling confused, they're feeling stuck, they're irritable, or developing these symptoms, is when probably one of the spaces that they can look it as their career also. So I'll say it's not just about a career. For someone, it's clarity on where are they moving in their life, because career is just one of the aspects of someone's life. I hope this makes sense.
Absolutely. So there is no one answer to this. It is always on need basis and in that context. Great. Thank you.
So Supriya, talking a little bit about your coaching conversations that you have with your clients, can you share with us some of the common themes that you came across while coaching them?
That's again a very broad question, I'll say. I'll answer it in a few parts, and then, probably you can streamline more questions if you feel the need of me expanding somewhere. So one of the common themes that I see when I have clients who are through a company or they're coming on their own to me for professional coaching is this sense of feeling absolutely lost and confused. And I can sense that they're very helpless because they're confused, they feel stuck. And that leads to a very common theme of people having very low confidence, and that takes a hit on their self-esteem. They're not able to have certain conversations that they have been having in their head, but they're not able to communicate outside of them. And people are misinterpreting them, because if someone is feeling low in confidence, they are obviously not communicating very clear conversations. So one of the themes is this. The other theme that comes to me through a lot of my clients is they want to have financial freedom. They want to have a more financially satisfying career. And that comes in two ways. One is that whatever they are earning, they would want to earn more than what they are earning currently. And the second is that how do they generate passive income or active income in a field that they resonate more than their profession. And a few more themes would be that, which I really see in the corporate space, when I have to work with senior leadership and an executive whom they are trying to up level. Over there, the common theme is that, the senior management sees a potential. They want to retain this person. This person has worked for so many years in the corporate world. They don't want to let the person go off, but the person has certain areas that they need to grow into. For example, they need to go and talk to, for example, high paying clients, and they're not able to do that. They're very good in their technical skills, but they're not able to go out there, communicate, get the business. And that's the only way this person can now grow in the company, because the person has reached the level where, he's the senior most technical person. But now if this person wants to grow in the company, they have to grow into a bigger role where they are able to go travel outside of the country, maybe go and do business, because technical people are very sound in the business aspect. They know what they are selling. So these are a common few themes that I work and I coach when clients come to me, either directly or through the corporates.
This is amazing. So you spoke about financial freedom, lateral growth, or probably vertical or horizontal growth, and so on. So why do you think people overthink or maybe too much concerned about their careers, especially when they are stuck due to any reason? And there is also something called mid-career crisis kind of thing. Can you shed some light around that?
That's a good question, Naveen. And this happens with everyone. I think it happens with each one of us. It happened to me. I'll begin with that. And it happened to me after doing my post-graduation from one of the best premium institutes, that's National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. I, really slogged myself out, got into it, got a good job. I got one of the best internships in my college. And then I came to Dubai. I was heading a production house retail design over here. And then I started getting confused. I had this early career crisis, I'll say, because, I was just 3 years into my career. And one of the reasons people start overthinking and they're concerned about their careers, especially when they have a mid-career crisis, to get back to your question, is usually when a person realizes that what they're doing outside of themselves is not in line with their values. It is not the same set of values. So for example, let me give you a value that, a person believes in a value of freedom, or a person believes that for me it's important that I express myself, and they are in a career where they are not able to do this. They're not able to speak for themselves, or they are not able to value their own voice, is when they will start having these issues of overthinking about whether they are in the right career or they are not. So for a lot of people, speaking and expressing their thoughts is not their strength. And these people are absolutely fine being in a job where they are doing and focusing on the execution of tasks, for example. Whereas if there is a person who's a visionary, or, if there is a person who believes in the ideology that, I'm here to bring value through my conversations and communication. I like being with people. And if this kind of a person is not in a kind of a career where he or she is able to fulfill this, then is the time when they will start feeling stuck. So I will say that if you're overthinking about your careers, you need to start working with someone to understand what your values are, what are you made of, and then align your career path according to that.
Great inputs there, Supriya, because values are the real foundation stones. The personal values should be aligned to the organizational values. I know employees who are at real high levels. They also have gone through those times, and that situation made them make a decision for their next step. Sometimes even that meant leaving the current organization as well.
Absolutely. And I'll add into it my own personal example, and I hope this helps. And I think it helps because a lot of my coaching clients, when I share my own transitions, I wish, there were more people during my time who could share. I'm talking about 10, 11 years back, because when I took a decision to leave the retail industry, a lot of people were second guessing my decision, because that time retail industry was booming. And that was the time 11 years back when I left a high paying profile and I began my journey as a creative thinking trainer. But somehow I was not resonating with the value of the retail industry, because, one of my values is to be a minimalistic person. And so I was designing these beautiful merchandising, and, I was creating these products that would be on the shelves of international airports, and they were doing very well. I still am in touch with the owner of the company that I worked with, and they say that you were one of the best product designers. But my value of not purchasing mindlessly was getting clashed with my profession. And that was, 11 years back. I decided that if I don't resonate with buying stuff, how can I be in a career where the entire focus is on making people buy stuff? And it does take a lot of reflection. It does take some steps which are probably a gamble. But if you take those steps with passion, with courage, I'm sure, it will take you a long way where you feel that satisfaction in your career, along with, yes, definitely financial planning as well.
Oh, it's really coincidental that you touched upon the topic that when you had to make that decision, you did not have someone to bounce off your ideas or something, because that is exactly what the Guiding Voice platform is providing to the current generation. That, we want the current generation to understand that if they have the opportunity, this platform provides them the opportunity to interact with either us or the guests, so that they can bounce off the ideas, and based on the audience questions, we
Absolutely.
can fine-tune the questions, topics, or provide some feedback.
Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what, I really appreciate and commend both of you that, at least you are creating that platform where especially young professionals are able to put on their concerns, because I think it's just a matter of putting what you want outside in the world. And I think everything else falls into place. You just have to show that much of courage.
Absolutely, Supriya. We also come across this phrase, career calling. What is your opinion on that?
I would first of all want to understand where is this phrase coming from, career calling. And I'm just going with a very honest question.
Sure.
What does career calling like? Is this like some phrase or?
So be open, identify the calling and look for that antenna or that signal that pushes you in one direction or other.
That's a great question, and thank you so much for clarifying the question for me. And I feel absolutely, yes, there has to be voice inside each one of us which guides us that this is home. So, and in life, that's very important that we do not see career outside of us. So, a lot of us, when we focus initially in our careers, because we have no idea about who we are as a person, we have no idea what kind of profession we are getting into. And that's why I think, these concepts have come up more, because then you have to go outside and find it. And that's okay. That's absolutely fine. But what my two piece of advice over here would be that do it in multiple ways and do it parallelly to what you are doing in the present. Because a lot of times I have seen executives, and even myself, I also went through a phase myself where I felt that, unless I do not find my so-called career calling or my passion or my purpose, I am not doing what it takes to be and contributing to what I'm doing. And what I've realized is, coaching so many people and having a coach for my own self, because, you cannot be a coach if you are not working on your own life. So, working on my own life through so many coaches that I'm blessed with, I've realized that it's a process. So wherever you are, you first need to acknowledge that this is great. This is the step towards your growth. And while you're doing that, I will say that the first thing you need to start working on over a couple of years would be to understand who you are. And there are a lot of ways that you can do that if you work with the right person, where you can identify what are your strengths, what are your values, what are the things that you just enjoy doing, and then see of, converting these raw materials into a tangible outcome. It's like, it's as simple as, taking a raw material, an ore or a mineral. First look out for that rock, and then from there you mine, you take out those metals, and then is the process of saying that, hey, okay, this is the metal I have. Because if you're looking for a diamond in a coal mine, if you're looking for a particular mineral in a coal mine and it's not there, then there is no point of it. So identify who you are first of all, and then see that, okay, now what can I make of it? Do the career purpose along with what you're doing. That's very important, because there's no other way. You cannot leave something that you're doing and just get into something like a headless chicken. I think, that's a little bit of advice that I'll give, instead of just jumping into something just because you got inspired by it.
I liked your analogy of identifying the raw material in true mineral form to shape into a valued output. So Supriya, in your experience of coaching, what are some of the myths about career planning that you had busted?
Oh my God, I don't want to sound that I'm boasting myself. I'm coming from a space where I'm able to share this with people who are looking for the inspiration. That's my only space. And one of the myths that we have about career is that you've got to start something. When you're making a decision, it has to be right. And that's the biggest myth I feel in career planning, that, when you take that step or when you take that course, you've got to have it right. And, this course that you will take, or, this career that you will plan for yourself, is it? So there is nothing and there is nothing as right and wrong. All you need to do is just be there in the moment, see what's required and do it. And then take whatever outcome you have for your next step. And that's it. So it's like, cooking every single day. You collect the ingredients, you know what you want to do. So you buy those ingredients, make a recipe, and then you look out that, okay, what's the next thing I need from here. So one of the myths is this that I feel, a lot of people fall into. And the other is like just labeling our own selves that, this is who I am in a career. For example, if I'm a trainer, I cannot be a coach, or if I'm a coach, I cannot go and do theater. So I do a lot of stage work here in Dubai. So just be fluid when it comes to planning your life. Again, I'll say, so expand your horizon when you say career, and see yourself leading in a more holistic way, rather than just focusing yourself on just your career planning, because whoever you are as a person, you will carry that into your workspace as well. So, and that's why a lot of people, one of the myths is that, you only have to go and get the professional degrees. And when it comes to working on yourself and trying to understand yourself, you don't have any money for it. And that's one of the biggest myths. A lot of people say that, I don't have money for a coach, for example. I don't have money to go and probably work on certain beliefs that are keeping me stuck, but I have the money to go and probably, take the certification. So a lot of myths around just focusing on the career as an outcome is something that, I really encourage people to work on and have a balance, is what I'll say. Have a balance on who you are becoming, and then also keep an eye on where is your profession taking you while you're becoming this person.
Fabulous input. So one has to be flexible or fluidic, and then expand the horizon to get a understanding about other things which were not explored before, and concentrate on that. So shifting gears slightly and talking about the role model, right? Who is your role model in the corporate world that has crafted their career very well, and what you like the most about them?
Yeah, I somehow I don't resonate with this word corporate world. I don't know. It's my own personal perspective.
Let's not twist it to professional world as well, because in previous answer you said there is, you carry your personality into profession, and you bring that professional gain or pain into personal life as well. So let's keep it open then.
Yeah. And at the same time, I think to bring balance, let me also think about both the role models. I think one of my biggest role models has been Dr. Sudha Murthy. I think she has been a very big role model for me to keep focusing again on myself as a human being, and then seeing that how am I bringing these elements into my workspace. And that has been one of the biggest success cornerstones of my work, because my work involves a lot of empathy. It requires a lot of compassion for people, and this is one thing that I've learned from her, and I really consider her as a very, very refined lady with very deep values. I do follow a lot of work of Michelle Obama, and she's also one lady. She has a good balance of who she is and then what she brings out in the world, which is something that is very important for me. I always try and focus on what a person is and what are they doing with those gifts in the outside world. I think in the corporate world, if you're asking me around my own self, I will say it's my father. I really admire him as a person who has been a trainer for the past 15 years. And what I really like about him and why he is my role model is that he's very passionate about human development. Whatever it is, that's the core of every single time he prepares a session. It's unique, it's different. And that's something that I've learned from him, that never ever typecast your audience and go with what you've done for even the last session, because you just don't know what the audience will bring to you. So one thing that I really admire about him is that, and he's a learner. He is a learner every day. I don't know how many books we have at home. So when it comes to real life role models, it's my dad.
Wow. So that passion, when you spoke about your dad, speaks about what he is, and thanks for sharing those details. So one last question for this conversation, Supriya. So what will be your one piece of advice to those who are aspiring to make big in their careers?
I think my only advice to people who are listening to your platform, who are looking to do well in their career, is to just keep going and keep showing up. I think if I can or anyone can practice being there every single day with our 100% and just be open and present to what is coming your way in that particular day, not what something that has happened yesterday. So don't bring any assumptions when you are anywhere in your life, because every single moment is so unique. So just be alive and open to that day. Give your 100%, be open, see what's the contribution you can bring into, and from there keep noticing what is it that you want to grow into, because that's how life and career is. Like, you just have no idea. And I think COVID-19 has just shown so many of us that a lot of long-term planning it just doesn't take you anywhere. So be in the moment, have fun. And I think having fun is one of the biggest aspects that I can give to anyone, that wherever you are, just have fun, be open, be like a child, and just be in gratitude. Wherever you are, make that impact. There is no space small enough to make an impact, to make a shift. So just keep contributing, show up every single day, instead of, Netflix binging, or you're not showing up 100% in your work, cribbing. All those things will never make you feel again good about yourself. So, and the most important thing in a career is always to remember who you are as a person again.
That's cool. Be in that moment and have fun, definitely. And being relevant and current can never take away the current context. That is really important. Thank you, Supriya. It was amazing to have this conversation with you on how to gain career clarity and confidence. We really appreciate you taking time for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It has been my pleasure to come on your platform. I will thank Naveen and Sudhakar, both of you, once again for having me here today.
So pleasure is all ours. Thanks once again, Supriya.
Dear listeners, to know more about our speaker and the content, refer to the show notes and visit or follow us on social media. We are available on LinkedIn, Facebook, Insta, Twitter, Pinterest, and also on YouTube. Just search for The Guiding Voice and then follow, like, subscribe to us, and also share within your network. In addition, please feel free to email us at The Guiding Voice for You. That is TheGuidingVoice 4 as a digit, U as a letter at gmail.com, or WhatsApp us on India number 9494587187. That is India number 9494587187, and we will be happy to collaborate with you.
Hey Sudhakar, can you talk about the exciting opportunity of featuring our audience on this show?
Sure, Naveen. So guys, of late, we have been receiving a lot of career guidance related questions from our regular listeners through YouTube, LinkedIn comments, WhatsApp, and email. And we are responding to them on one-on-one basis. Now, we are pleased to open up a new mode of interacting with you all while providing a chance to broadcast yourself. If you have any questions related to education, career guidance, or a specific IT function, just send your voice message through speakpipe.com/theguidingvoice. We will play your question in your own voice along with the answer either from us or our expert panel in our future episodes. Hope you will utilize this wonderful opportunity.
All right. So it brings us to the trivia segment of today's episode. And today's trivia is about fiber optic cable. So folks, do you know the size of a fiber optic cable? Maybe you can start thinking, but it is roughly about as big around as a human hair. But the amount of information that is carried by this fiber optic cable is much more than a larger electrical wire. That's why we are able to achieve gigabits per second speed internets, and the infrastructure around the internet has improved a lot. That's why we are able to live stream movies, which was once upon a time a dream. So fiber optics have a huge potential to change the face of the world, and I'm sure it is going to create revolutions with the Internet of Things and many other upcoming technologies. Interesting, isn't it? Thank you for listening. There is more in store, folks. Stay tuned. Take care. Be safe. Until next time. Bye-bye. We are signing off.